The last of the slow days of summer are officially upon us. I notice it with the sun that sets a little earlier each day. I go out each evening just before dark to put June and Ginger in the barn for the night, and I find myself going out sooner and sooner, and most mornings require a jacket during milking time at this point. I do want to say thank you to today's video sponsor, Kiwico. More on them in a bit. I've started incorporating more soups into our menu and adding a little pumpkin or butternut squash into just about everything. Easing gently from summer cooking to fall. Lots of herbs, a little more bone broth, still some things from the garden, but more of the fall harvest. With the changing seasons comes a shift in the pace of life. I'm sure you notice it too. Summer has a lot going on, I mean, that's for sure, but we're less worried about schedules, places to be, and definite time in which to do things. We don't worry as much about formal school time and structured lessons. They just feel a little bit more open for creativity, exploring outside, and getting in as much swimming as possible. This year we did pools, creeks, rivers, lakes, basically any body of water that we could jump in, we did. At the end of most summers, I feel this little hint of regret, afraid that I didn't quite take advantage of the fleeting season that seems to wrap up without any notice every single year. I've made that mistake though enough times now to not let it happen this year. I feel like we really embrace summer to the fullest. I put aside some of my usual obligations to make sure that we picked all the berries, made all the flower arrangements, spent all the time creekside, and generally just enjoyed the quick 3 months where everything is in full bloom and full sun. Though we don't do rigorous school schedules throughout the summer, Kiwico helps the kids to stay mentally engaged. If you follow along with my channel, you've seen Kiwi crates on here before, but if not, they are STEAM activities, which stands for science, technology, engineering, art, and math. They are super cool hands-on projects that come in 8 different subscription lines from ages 0 all the way up to 100, so there's something for each age group. We usually get, obviously, the whole range of Kiwi crates because we have kids from 1 all the way up to 12, so my oldest gets the Tinker crate. This one usually is a challenge, but one that she can totally do on her own and work through. They all get super excited every single time we get our box of Kiwi crates. They beg me to open them, and usually we have to wait because usually there's something else going on the day they arrive, and I tell them, okay, we're gonna be doing it just a few more days. Each box comes with everything you need to complete the project, so there's no running to the store. It's a very complete thing that they can work through and learn something. One of the subscription lines, the Atlas, usually teaches them about a place through recipes or projects. My son actually usually gets that one, and this time we're learning about Germany. Kiwico believes in creating innovators, creative thinkers for the future, because those are the kind of kids that will truly change the world. They provide hours of entertainment. I like to not open them all at once. If we just open a few, they can kind of help each other, and we just get a lot more mileage out of each one. You can show your support for my channel by taking advantage of this great offer from Kiwico, 50% off your first month of any crate by going to kiwico.com/Farmhouse on Boone 50. It'll also be linked in the description box below. With this season change, we are also welcoming a brand new baby into our home. It's really hard to believe that he or she will be here at the end of next month. So this is an especially exciting change of seasons here in our home. Luke and I actually had the opportunity to get away for a few days, just the 2 of us. We did the same thing when I was 30 weeks pregnant with our 4th and our 5th, but we didn't make the time to do it last time when I was pregnant with Daniel. This year, I was dreaming of all of the far-off places we could travel, maybe back to the California redwoods like we did when I was pregnant with our 4th baby, or maybe Yellowstone like when we were expecting Micah. But the more I thought about it, the more I remembered all of the beauty that I don't get enough time to explore as it is right here in our own area, in our own state. So I got online and I just booked places. We did 2 nights in 3 different places that were within a quick drive, and we got to fully explore some beautiful areas in our own backyard. We traveled a few hours south and spent an entire day canoeing 15 miles on the Jacks Fork River. After that, we went a few more hours south into northern Arkansas to kayak 8 miles on the Buffalo River. It was a trip full of good food, wildlife, browsing antique shops, listening to live music in the park, coffee shops, and just taking some time to be together, just the 2 of us. Now, I'm a planner when it comes to my business. I have my content written out for the next couple months of what I'm going to do each week. Now, it's rough and it can be fluid, and I end up sometimes inspiration strikes and I completely change a week, but for the most part, it is planned and scheduled. When it comes to something like this, Luke and I getting away, we only plan bare minimum. I find that we have the best adventures whenever we have the loosest itinerary. In fact, all we had were the places that we were going to stay and nothing more figured out. But we found, I feel like, the best things. One day when we floated afterwards, we had enough time and we went down to Mountain View, Arkansas. Did a little bit of Googling on the way there, and we found out that, you know, it's a really small town, but there's always music in the park every Saturday night. They have this rich tradition that they've been doing forever where people come and just play music in the park. And so we checked that out.
Yeah, well, the watermelon grew, sweet finger vine. We all had summer in the winter time. Turkey strong, turkey, hey, 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 hey. Shake 'em up, pick 'em up, keep it way down. Play it, turkey strong.
We found a little restaurant while we were there and got some ice cream. But these are the kind of things I feel like they feel like summer because they don't have a plan, they don't have a schedule. They are just embracing where these long days lead. In summers past, there are always two big events that really solidify that it's over for me. One is when the swimming hole dries up on my parents' farm. This always happens way too soon and without warning. I feel like we're going there every single weekend, enjoying it, jumping in, and then all of a sudden, it just gets a little bit dry. And the dry always leads into the cold, and before you know it, you think back and realize, oh, we did do our last trip to the swimming hole. We didn't realize we were doing the last trip to the swimming hole, but we did. And it's so many things in life are that way where you don't realize it's the last time, but each season there is always that last time you do that special thing. I guess the best thing you can do, at least what makes me feel better this year, is knowing that while you are doing these things and feeling and appreciating them for the limited amount of time that they are around. The other is lighting the wood stove. Somewhere around October 20th every year, the heat in the house starts kicking on and we light that first fire, and I know that the cold days are upon us, so it's all coming very soon. I'm thankful that this year I'm ready to move on to the next season, welcoming our new baby and embracing all that fall has to offer. My sister told me that the pumpkin patch is opening and the apple orchard this week, so looks like we're trading in the pool and the creek for apple picking and playing in corn bins at the patch. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're brand new to my channel, make sure to follow along. I have so much fall content planned, fall recipes, fall decorating. We really are ready to move on to the next season. I make 2 new videos every week on food from scratch, natural living, and a handmade home. Thank you so much for stopping by the farmhouse.